أهلا وسهلا مرحبا. My name is Adrian. I'm in an Arabic class in Tufts University, and there are many problems with this class. I'll just start with the gender stuff. So, for example, we were studying this Arabic text about the biography of an Islamist from Algeria, and I really admire his life. He's like a nationalist and he was anti colonial, whatnot. But the problem was there was a question, who are the important people he met in his life? So he had met Nasser, he had met Gandhi. So that's like the very obvious question answers that I've also given. But one classmate who's an American girl, she said, well, what about his two wives? She wrote that he met his wives during his time abroad. And the teacher was like, no, they're not important. What he meant as important, or what the implied important people were, Nasser and Gandhi and all these other important men. So that's one gender issue. And the second thing was that we had to write an advice column for a couple who had problems with their marriage because one was from Gaza and one was from the West Bank, and the Israel government that didn't allow them to live together. Well, this is obviously a very loaded subject, right? Everybody has an array of opinions, and not all opinions are equally being voiced at this stage because of various oppressive problems that affect American Arabic education or American policy on the Middle East. Anyways, so the teacher expected us to give very comprehensive advice, and from my standpoint, eating fruit was very important. So, because I personally am an exiled person from mainland China because of my political views about the detainment of Uyghurs, etc., and Kazakhs and other ethnic Muslims in China. And so I wrote that they should continue to eat fruit and not be as angry at the government as they could have been, because that is the key to outliving certain oppressive regimes, is to extend your health and your lifetime in this world. And the teacher gave me feedback and said, no, this is not valid advice, because in his opinion that I should be talking more about on the government level stage, like maybe seeking asylum, etc. But even that for me is not very respectful for some people who might have very deep ties to their homeland and might not want to leave, even if they had to risk their marriage. Also, what is even marriage? Like, why do we, like, even another third classmate, he said, well, is there a gender neutral term for husband or wife in Arabic, which was also another question I had. So this is number 3, and the teacher said, no, there isn't, which should bear some pausing on behalf of like the textbook writers, such as the authors of Al-Kitab. But most of the time we don't have any discussion of this. Like suddenly the term Knesset, church, just pops up in our vocab list. And then suddenly Salah is a vocab term like popping up in the vocab list. And for me, as a person raised in an atheist / non-monotheistic environment, these terms have no resonation for me whatsoever. And it's just like, yeah, that's my rant. Thank you for listening.